Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We welcome you inside the Toronto Rock Athletic Centre for day number 2 of action here from the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. If you missed it yesterday, 11 games on the schedule. We're going to do it all again here today. I'm Matthew Carrick in for the JVI Sports Network. And this should be fun if yesterday was any indication. Burlington Chiefs had the night game last night. Pat Gregoire and myself calling that one as Sam English will cut the corner here. I was going to say red buckets, but mostly red buckets and white jerseys going left to right for Burlington. Could have argued maybe a moving pick there as full split save made by, I believe that's Aiden Walsh. I'm not sure. We got 2 31s listed on our roster. It's either him or Dante Mancini. Dylan Sprent's got the start last night for Burlington, but it will be Lucas Nagy. If you've been following JVI the past couple years, you will have watched Nagy all the way up from Junior C when he played in the Meredith Cup. Brantford winning that a few years ago, and an 8-second violation, a little too long, getting across center for Deo Sendate and Macomber. Quick action here. Oakville in their black jerseys, working right to left, occupying the visitors' bench. If you're watching the action from here on this side of the floor, first time we're getting a look at Oakville and Burlington. The West Division played on the blue side yesterday. Over here today as there's another save from Nagy. Shot and a goal. There's stepping up Deo Sendate Macomber. First one on the board for Burlington. That comes almost 2 minutes into what is a 15-minute period. Again, if you weren't with us yesterday, 15-minute stop time periods. As the ball down here, right underneath our broadcast position, Caleb Commandant does secure the face-off, and they want an 8-second call. Looked like Andrew Ecclestone was going to wait to see if that did clear center on the clearing attempt, but not so much. Ecclestone, Cropman, and Brandon Hessen. That's Kyle Cropman, your 3 officials. Goaltender coming out here on the delayed penalty call with 10 seconds left in Burlington's shot clock. Luke Pilcher tries to dump through the crease. And we had a clarification on the crease roll last night. Crease dives have always been legal. Under OLA rules, as long as the foot stays outside of the crease. Not a full NLL rule book here in Junior A. But Oakville back to work. Cross-checking penalty against Curtis Goddard after Macomber from Ty Argent and English. Minute left in the penalty to Goddard. as a no-look pass out into the middle for Burlington. And ball down, still can't corral it, dangerously close to center, and it does go over, but it was tipped by Oakville. Not going to matter as they pick it up, and Nagy with the save. There as Zach Kearney, I believe, was rushing in. Back here for Pilcher. His shot, save made as it bounces all the way up. Again, close to center as there's a battle here against the boards. And racing off the bench is going to do a lap here is Henry Follows. Follows from out of the corner, nearly collided with Andrew Ecclestone. Scott Delzato out on defense, stumbled. Penalty has expired as Burlington now picks up. On the near side, McComber. Yellow bucket for Braden Saris, I believe. As his pass off the glass and corralled by Will Sheehan, and he starts the counterattack here for Oakville. Zach Kearney slowly makes his way across the floor, waiting for help. 10 on the shot clock as it passes to the far side. Bringing it down now, Marley Angus. Angus all the way to the crease and then pushed in and through. Shot doesn't hit Nagy or his cage. As it's now a reset, Burlington back the other way. Jason Knox here for the Chiefs. A stutter step, a swim move, and a shot. And a save made by the Oakville netminder. And then a tie-up and a rugby scrum right off to the left. The name bar says Walsh. So again, still try to get confirmation on that. On the Oakville netminder, but I believe it is Aiden Walsh. Oakville bringing it back. When someone upstairs heard me ask the question, and indeed it is Aiden Walsh. So I apologize for the confusion. Another tie-up in front. It looks like Pilcher trying to draw a penalty as the ball works its way back into Oakville territory. Off the end glass, and it's Marley Angus again. Quickly to the outside boards. Just outside the fan, a big step and a wide shot. Takes the shot clock down to half. Nifty play there from Eddie Q. Keeping the ball on side. Q nearly ended up with the shot himself. But it's off the boards and played out, and nearly a big hit there, but Carter McKenzie going to take it all the way to the cage. Now backs out as McKenzie launches one up to Braden Saris. Don't remember either of those two names from last night's game, so possible a bit of mixing and matching over on the bench for Dan McRae. If you missed it last night, the 9 p.m. feature game, prime time, as Delzato gets pinballed around and a man in the crease for Burlington. Stops play. Walsh looked like he was getting up slowly, but he appears to be fine. Halfway through this second period, only the one goal so far from Deus Indate Macomber. As Burlington and KW, an absolute track meet. Some fantastic goals and individual performances on both sides as a post is hit here to reset from Will Sheehan. And a scrum in the crease that ends up knocking over Lucas Nagy. a pair of 6'4" goaltenders in this game. Lucas Nagy listed 6'4", 235. And Aiden Walsh, 6'4", 180. Walsh a few seasons ago playing with Oakville when they were a junior B squad, I believe is an AP goaltender as well. So 2 netminders that if you've been watching our coverage over the last few years, you've watched develop before your eyes. And again, a number of scouts in the building may have their eyes on a couple of these netminders and a few other kids as well. 4 minutes. Thought we were getting a 4-minute penalty to Ethan Riggs, number 21. And the Oakville Buzz coaching staff wanted to give a shout out to their number 21 and their captain, Phil Mazuka. Took a shot in the face mask yesterday, actually broke his jaw, they told me, and said it was okay to mention that because he showed up at the team dinner last night. And they wanted to send their best wishes to their captain and recognize him for being an absolute character player and leader. 4 minutes on the board here for Riggs. So a check from behind in on the crease. As Angus from the restraining line quickly puts it in the corner. Back through Sheehan. Angus again. Corner play, back up top. Here for Q. Tierney now taking top spot. They cycle the lefties again. It's Angus up top, down. And follows, I believe that is. Ending up with the shot. Xander Durkatz, 66, not 88. As we've got 6 minutes left in the period. I'd initially said 4 as the clock had reset. They were trying to get the 4 minutes up on the penalty side. That's down to 3 now. As Goddard will slow things down. Reminder that this is the first of 11 games. We'll have 5 on this pad, 6 over on the other one. As Angus, a low shot there and near the crease, nearly back in for Jacob Saunders. But about 5 minutes left in the first period over on the other floor. And they're sitting 2-0. You could Beaches over Orangeville, who played 2 really tight games yesterday, did the Orangeville Northmen. They come away with a 1-1 record, as does the Toronto Beaches after day number 1. An important day for the Whitby Warriors as well, who are sitting 1-1 in that East Division pool. Our focus on this field, however, on Burlington, as Delzato, huge hit there, taken into the boards, and over and back call against Delzato, as Gagliardi was there to lay him right into the glass. And it looked like Delzato was holding his face a little bit, but just adjusting the face mask and the chin strap as he makes his way off. 10 seconds left on the shot clock, a minute and a half left in the double minor. As it comes all the way back up top, on the run. Here's Follows, down to the crease for the rebound, and a save from Nagy resets the shot clock. Follows, taking top spot. Now working the left side. Pass off the glass. Marley Angus brings it down. Angus going to take the shot himself, and Nagy will stand in and pick it up. Anderson rolling this ball all the way back for Pilcher at half. Ty Argent in the corner for English. Pardon me. Matt Anderson. Conversation at the officials box. Between Kyle Krotman facing us, Andrew Ecclestone pointing at the clock. And it looks like they're satisfied with whatever the outcome was. I wondered if Krotman was going to call a penalty there on the man in the crease. I wanted clarification from Andrew Ecclestone, but and now after the timeout, Walsh taking a walk over to the bench for water, it looks like. At the top of your screen, the first of what's going to be 5 games. The 9 p.m. game will move to the blue pad, but we'll stay on this channel, if you understand that. Those of you that are watching live. Brampton and KW up next, and that KW team was some impressive last night, but going to have work to do against Brampton, who I believe went undefeated yesterday. No, I think 1-1. I believe it was St. Catharines that won yesterday. We'll figure that out before that game for sure. It's going to be a good one between St. Catharines and Six Nations coming up at 3 p.m. Brampton and Burlington and KW Six Nations. Some huge games here on this turf today. 5 seconds on the shot clock. It's released. That is Sam English, number 15. And Walsh, freshly hydrated, making the save. Penalty has expired. Oakville, Burlington rather, killing off a double minor for checking from behind and continue to lead 1-0 here as towards the crease and in. Again, needing to keep the feet out of the plane before that ball crosses. As here's McComber. Slams on the brakes right in front of the defense. Argent outside, Saris. Argent again back inside, and Anderson will shoot it off the back glass. Saris, the clean reception though, must have caught Welsh. This one does for sure from Anderson, who got hit and is slow getting up in the middle. And he's gonna go straight off. Matt Anderson. Takes a seat on the bench. Keep our eye on him as Commandant back the other way for Oakville. Buzz forward, rolling it for Follows. Turning back out of the corner now. Back for Henry Follows. Man following him is Brian Jackman, who takes it. His shot in on Nagy, and all 3 officials had their arms raised, which is usually a good indicator that there won't be an argument here on this penalty. As Nagy to the bench, extra attacker on for Burlington. Knox fakes to Saris. Now goes. Knox off his stick. Back for Saris though. Has a shot from Delzato and reset. This is one of those rule changes where you can continue the possession. Knox, Delzato, no lane for him. So English looking in the middle for Pilcher, and Delzato couldn't pick it up. Oakville will, in the form of Jack Follows, and a holding call against the Buzz with 42 seconds left here in the period. Brian Jackman. Into the box. Second penalty of the game for Oakville as knocks Delzato, excuse me. Pilcher. That shot from Knox bounced in front of Walsh off the post and out. So Burlington retains possession. A quick look at the clock. 25. And now 20. Knox was waiting for a play, and the bench says, get on with it. Here's Pilcher. His shot saved and met by Walsh. Rebound picked up Jonathan Gagliardi, but he was stuffed. And that was really close to 8 seconds before it was bombed down the floor by Chris Weir. And a 1-0 first period here at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center. Day number 2 of Ontario Junior Lacrosse League action.
When we first started the school, we wanted to build something special, and that's what's brought us here to this campus. We feel like this is a special place. There's 134 acres of pristine nature, and it's going to be a place where our student athletes can really explore the boundaries of their potential. And we don't want it to feel like school. We want it to feel like home in their own community.
For the last 13 years, we've worked really hard to build a program and environment for dedicated student athletes to thrive and to reach their potential. We're ready for that next step. And that next step is to be on a campus that enhances that environment and enhances that culture. The first day I stepped foot on this property, I knew that it was the right fit and the perfect environment for our student athletes to reach their potential.
We have student athletes that come from all different backgrounds and all different places from around the world, and immediately as they come through the gates here individually, they're going to feel at home here. Being in a serene environment like that, they can focus on making good choices and making decisions that get them closer to their goals.
There's great power and advantage for a student athlete to have everything on one campus, and having a private school education with individual attention to a robust strength and conditioning program, to a unique athletic experience, and one that really will allow a student athlete to explore the boundaries of their potential.
It's not just a school, it will be a home for all of our student athletes and staff. We have custom academic building, we have an on-site cafeteria, we have residence buildings, and there's a lot of power and strength in having everything in-house and on-site and accessible to our student athletes at all times.
Our philosophy at the Hill Academy is to have a balanced experience, and we feel like this campus really gives our students the space to try to achieve that balance and have opportunities to detach from their rigorous academic and athletic schedule. It can be demanding, it can be stressful, and we want our students to have space, to reflect on their own, to have their own space, to share those in-between times with their fellow classmates and form, deep, meaningful, impactful relationships. And that's a big part of this experience at the Hill.
This is a really significant development for the Hill Academy. I reflect with profound gratitude for all the families, Hill alumni, student athletes, and staff that have really laid the foundation for where we are today. I also look forward with excitement, at all the possibilities for our present and future student athletes at a location such as this. From the moment I stepped foot on this site, there was a feeling, I want to say almost a spirit, that I sensed. And I really felt that this is an ideal development for us in the new chapter of the Hill Academy. The feather is a talisman, almost a symbol. It's a logo on all our uniforms. And basically the idea behind the feather is that if you will something to happen, it will emerge, but at different places, sometimes places you don't expect. And in our history, the feather has appeared. And to me, the feather has appeared here.
When we first started the school, we wanted to build something special.
Today's OJLL broadcasts are being brought to you by the Ontario Dairy Farmers, who remind you to hashtag milk up. Our thanks to them, and I'm sure there was plenty of milk and chocolate milk consumed in between games yesterday. A reminder, all of these teams played twice yesterday and will play twice again today, as only 1-0, 13-11 the shots favoring Oakville. Something's happening over there on the bench. I believe they're tying the stick of Aiden Walsh here prior to this game resumption. Burlington went 1-0-1, a tie on their record. Again, that was against Six Nations. Be sure to tune into Ontario Junior Lacrosse League social media channels at the OJHL, as they will announce, if not today, it'll be sometime before next weekend's games, the result and what's going to happen there. Oakville went 1-1 on the day yesterday, along with Brampton Excelsiors, and then the Arrows sitting with a 1-loss, 1-tie record, all of them ahead of KW 0-2. Minute gone in the period here as Nagy stands tall, big shrug of the shoulders. Sam English all alone down the floor, but too far for him is Walsh. Will get the ball in his crease and quickly up towards center. Lifting it to the far side was Will Sheehan. As penalty box door open, I didn't think there was anyone in there, but late in the shot clock here, and a missed played ball. Could have been a weird schedule for Burlington, as they played the 11 o'clock game yesterday. Yeah, the 11 o'clock game yesterday, and then 9 p.m. last night. Back here at 11 today. Oh, what a save made there by Walsh, going to his left with the glove to punch that out of the crease. Big pile up, and eventually Burlington could have been two of them. Now three in the crease of Walsh, so play is halted. Walsh clearing it up the near side. Curtis Goddard. Pressure coming from Cecile. Will Cecile chasing his man all the way to the half boards. Henry follows. Far side. Room to run. Here's Q up over the shoulder, and a bouncer there in on Nagy. Big upper body. There's a delayed penalty as well, so Nagy's going to take off to the bench. Timon English slowing this down as Saris. And now Delzato. And Jason Knox. 10 on the shot clock, the goal from Saris. Another one for Burlington on the delayed penalty call. And they'll go up 2-0 here. So again, Oakville 1-1. A win here would make that Brampton-Burlington game later today very, very interesting, as Oakville will get the entire day off now before returning at 9 p.m. Ball outside. Big fake, no shot. Calling for it on the crease, getting it and spinning and firing wide. Was the Oakville righty. Ball down right in front. Henry follows a number of moves and Nagy there to make the save as the ball rolls harmlessly into the corner. For Michael Grace down floor for Sam English. Didn't see a ton of him in the first period, and Dan McCrae, Sean Gillies, Brett Hickey and company ran their offense like that yesterday with a steady diet of the same guys in periods 1 and 3, and then switched it up either the second half of the game or that middle period. Trying to keep as many guys fresh as they can. Travassos here getting a cross-checking penalty. First time today a Burlington player has gone to the box. And a chance now for Oakville to get on the board. 3.5 minutes gone here in period number 2. Still only trailing 2-0, however. Out in front, well falling. Nifty play there for Marley Angus. Ball in the corner, 10 on the shot clock as the rebound's picked up. Follows for Angus. Henry follows, low shot, sails wide. It looked like reset was signaled. And then the over and back was washed out. It just looked like a weird sign from Kyle Krotman, that's all. But a fresh 30, here's Angus. Takes the return feed. Angus' shot blocked. Eddie Q. Q pushed outside. No look on the crease. Kearney looks skyward as that one sails wide of everything. Late in this Oakville clock again, just trying to muck it was Michael Grace, and a delay of game penalty called here, I believe against Oakville. Yes, Will Sheehan, who knocked the ball free, and that'll do it for the power play. And the big slam there was the coach pounding the wall in behind him, the metal wall. Not happy with the play from Sheehan, recognizing the opportunity that Oakville had right there. 10 left for Burlington on this possession as we go 4-on-4 for another 34 seconds or so. Long shot from Del Zotto hits off the boards and over and back. Commandant, quick restart as we've played 5 minutes here in this middle frame. Stutter step move from Brian Jackman. His shot goes off the end glass. All the way back up top. Here's Follows now. Taking the pass from Kyle Kennery. Follows down on the crease. Big hit there. Nagy over top. And standing in the crease, admiring his work with Brian Jackman to ensure the Burlington possession. 6-1 the score on the other side, Orangeville and Toronto. And I believe it's Toronto with the lead over there, needing a couple big games here today. And how about another goal, though? Big game perhaps developing here for Burlington as they're up 3-0. Nine minutes to play, though, still in this second quarter. Second period, 2 of 3. Face-off skied. As in the corner off a couple boards, here's Aiden Walsh. Kearney jogging it up over center, breaks the 8 count. Now finding a man off the bench. Jackman takes this pass, draws a double team, pushed out wide. Kearney under 10 to go in the clock. Angus has a man off the bench, calling for it the entire way. It's Q on the run, low shot. Save made by Nagy. Again, two really big goaltenders using both their legs and upper bodies here really well, as they have done throughout their careers. Here's Delzato. Back up top, pushing into the corner. Again, a first time we're, I believe, seeing the number on the floor for Burlington. Some personnel changes again. Follows. Angus knocked his man down, and the moving string called as we hit the midway point. 3-0 here. Dunk shot, make it 4 from Luke Pilcher. Pilcher streaking off the bench. Straight towards the cage, and his shot scoring the 4th goal now, as Burlington threatening to put a mini run together. Q outside, passing cross crease for Angus, just put the brakes on before the crease. Up for Kearney, shot down the pipe, hit a body in front though and sails wide, and the shot clock will expire here on Oakville. Well, we've now long passed what would be a normal Ontario Junior Lacrosse League period of 20 minutes of shutout lacrosse for the Burlington Chiefs. Again, these 11 o'clock games have been, even the 2 from yesterday, a struggle for teams to settle in a little bit, and looks like that's the case for Oakville so far in this one. Commandant. Wonder how good chicken and pasta tastes at 8:30 in the morning. Wash it down with some good milk from our friends at the Ontario Dairy Farmers. Here's Henry follows. His shot bouncing wide. Again, late in the shot clock, and defense standing tall for this Burlington team, who were a bit more transition last night, a bit more speed. But today just holding in, and Delzato taken down, and Oakville is going to go back to the box. Another one where multiple officials had their arms high. I believe 2 of the 3 on the holding call. Burlington looking to do some damage. Knox with a pair of goals in this one. Quarterback in the power play here. Bit of a switch over on the left side as Knox shoots right off the knee, it looked like, of Walsh. I think that caught his knee underneath the pad, and then a hit up high in front of the Oakville bench. Jack follows his is hurt as he staggered off and heading to the penalty box. 5 for high sticking. Jack Follows taking a walk down the Oakville bench to make his way to the trainer at the request of David Brock. And he's going to put his head down. And again, they signaled a 5-minute major. Correct another mistake we made last night. That there is still a 2-minute minor for high sticking in the OJLL rulebook. Four on four right now, however, for the next minute. As the Oakville penalty still yet to expire. Q nearly picked that one out of the air and shoveled it on net, and just tiny little smallest of miscues so far this morning for Oakville. It is still this morning for another 19 minutes here local time. As English still tied up top, but a nice goal back the other way. Sam English, excuse me, I thought it was Sam English, but it was Knox. And English scored the goal and then ran all the way back up top. Brett Hickey doesn't like that his man's headed for an unsportsmanlike penalty. Jackman and Knox were tied up, and now Matt Anderson having words. And as he continued, Jackman is going to go sit as well. I think offsetting unsportsmanlike calls. That is the sign from Andrew Ecclestone, as Jackman was tied up with Knox just outside the restraining line for the majority of that possession. Goal was scored by Sam English, who then ran his way back to say something to Jackman. That was the initial penalty. And as Jackman continued to have words with Anderson and the bench and a few others, said a little too much, and he'll sit for, I believe it's a pair as well. I don't think it was a 10. But still only a 5-goal deficit. I know we're getting late in this one with more than 25 minutes now in the books. And still 20 to play. Shots pretty close, 23-17 in favor of Burlington, as the pair of deuces are up on the board. Neil McDonald gives the thumbs up. There's a look at the Oakville bench. Timon English in for the face-off dot, along with Gagliardi. And it will be English winning that clean. That's where Burlington got beat a lot last night against Bo Columbus of KW. You want to see a face-off man, could be one of the best here in this, nearly called it a mini tournament again, but condensed season, the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. What a play by Walsh there. And again, using that wide base to get quickly to his left and make the stick save in along his left foot. Reminder that KW will be up next, them the Brampton Excelsiors here on this floor and this channel. You go to OntarioJuniorLacrosse.com. You'll see the playlist for all of yesterday's games, along with what's still to come here today. Angus down low, follows, and Nagy would not budge as that shot trying to go 5-hole was straight in the pocket of that goaltender's stick. 3 minutes to go in the period. 4-on-3 in favor of Oakville, so they'll allow Burlington to keep this ball outside in the stick of Ty Argent. He's finally had enough and gives to Knox. Delzato going for a change. His shot clock about to sound, and now it does. "20 seconds. We'll get a couple more players back. Those offsetting unsportsmanlike penalties, and then it'll turn into a 2.5-minute major power play for Oakville. And you would think by the end of the period they need to do something with that. Here's Timon English. English all over Kearney. Ball had popped free, looking for the dive attempt. And out of the box. Quick change made. Here comes Burlington, the shot. And Oakville player taken into the end boards, looking for this loose ball. Burlington posturing up over top and winning the possession. McComber. Sam English. Down in the corner for Anderson. English has it again, a stutter step. Couldn't beat his defender, tries to shovel it towards the cage. Desperate attempt to beat the shot clock. They can't as it pops free. And now here's Kearney at half, and that could have been close to an over and back, but officials let it go. Minute 15 left and 2 goals to score. Remember, that's a major penalty, the high stick on Jack Follows, who I believe has retaken his spot on the bench. He's not over with the trainer anymore anyways. As Kearney heads up, big hit coming. And absorbing that was Brendan Boyle. And another save made by Walsh. Final minute here for Marley Angus and Kearney. His shot, Nagy the save. Follows, can't pick up the rebound as it is in the stick of Timon English. He stops just before the restraining line. 35 seconds left of the period. Pilcher. He'll wait on it. Hidden ball play between him and Sam English. It's English with it. Oakville all over that. Has now 5 on the shot clock. Delzato back for English again. English absorbs the check, shoots, and tries the bouncer. That misses the net and goes up out of play. The bench wants a reset. They're not going to get it, so the Oakville bench calls timeout. And they'll set up their last minute play, presumably with the goalie out, and try and put something on the board here and avoid being shut out for 2 straight periods. Today's Ontario Junior Lacrosse League broadcasts are being brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario, who remind you to hashtag milk up. So the play being drawn up over there on the Oakville bench. Joel Johnson, their head coach, David Brock, Will Pechenik, and Kyle Emery. Again, a fairly young junior A program, although the Oakville Buzz played B before that. With a number of these players. And had a pretty productive first, I believe it was the first season in 2019. May have been their second, but nearly snuck into the playoffs that first year. Q had the ball in his stick, took the shot, and the net is empty in behind here for Oakville. They rule it went off Burlington, however. Here's Agus. Q to the net. Tried the quick stick for follows, and he couldn't come down with it clean. Otherwise, he had a wide open cage, and indeed it is. A 2-period shutout for Lucas Nagy and the Burlington Chiefs, who now lead 5-0 after 2 periods. That man has been a story. We'll take a quick break and be back to the Toronto Rock Athletic Center for more OJLL action here on day number 2 of this condensed season on the JVI Sports Network. Third period coming up in this all-important West Division matchup between the Burlington Chiefs and the Oakville Buzz. Oakville sitting at 1-1 after day number 1. And they get St. Catharines in their final game. It'll be a tough test for them. St. Catharines went 2-0 on the first day. Part of our 11-game schedule yesterday here at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center. Mind you, you can check all those games on demand on our YouTube channel. Combination of this one, and we have a second channel as well. So if you search for either OJLL or JVI Sports Network 2, you can subscribe to both channels and you won't miss any of the games, especially if you turn your notifications on. 5-0 Burlington after 2 periods of play. With apologies for Thomas McDonald, who was facing a 3-on-1 shorthanded ground ball earlier in that second period. Didn't have his number, we do now. Our thanks to Sean Ferris for helping us out. As Kevin Dong and Chris Dong, 2 of them no strangers to this building, as I believe they played Rock Elite League and a couple junior NLL tournaments here as well over the past couple years. Bit of a hold up on the shot there from Xander Durkatz, as the defender was right in his face. Late in the clock now for Oakville as they go for Angus. Far side, no shot. Angus, no shot. They come back, still no shot for Q, and a shot clock violation. Tight defense the entire way, but perhaps a little too tight, as one of the Chiefs players will be headed off. Holding the stick will be the call against Will Cecile. And now is go time for the Oakville Buzz. 21 shots in the game, nothing to show for it. Henry follows, waved away there by Kyle Cropman as he was discussing the play with Marley Angus. Angus to Q, into the corner. Back for Q. Intercepted the pass as he was looking to go back the other way. And Jacob Saunders with the intercept. Ty Argent can't play this much better than Burlington has here today, except for a few little disciplinary issues. Shot there on the run from Anderson, but again, only 5-goal deficit. Kearney passing for Angus. He goes back to his right, now his left for Q. And down in the corner, I believe all 5 have touched it here. As Angus back again. Couldn't get through the double pick. 5 in the shot clock. Angus' shot, and it is off the left arm of Nagy. Recovered by Oakville, however, and the Buzz will get another 30 seconds. Penalty time down to 40. As Q in the corner. Q, Kearney. They look off, follows in the middle. It goes down low for Kyle Kennery. His shot saved by Nagy. Knox sitting on 2 goals. Probably not as concerned with number 3 at this point, as there's only 13 seconds left in the penalty. 1 more second than that of the shot clock right now, as Anderson gets pushed aside. About to pass 4 minutes here. Gone in the 3rd period. Chris Weir. Penalty has expired as we return 5-on-5. Somebody. Pat Gregoire in the building, him and Alan Corkum, and I will take you through the entire day. Right here on JVI Sports Network, either this channel or our secondary one. As Will Sheehan breaks to the net, and Nagy was down, but man, there's not a lot of room upstairs when he gets down in the butterfly. Quick restart. It was not blown in, so Kropman waves off the goal. Right idea. As now Nagy, I think, has... Is it an issue with his mask or perhaps not feeling well? Maybe tape. He left his helmet in the crease. Kyle Kropman there to make sure that whatever needs attending to gets it. Again, this is game number 3 for Burlington. Last night it was Dylan Sprentz. And perhaps he sprung a leak there on the chin. Brendan Boyle popping in on the left side. He's gone for a walk over by the trainer area as well. And I think a bit of patchwork. Note to be done by trainer Jen Fallon. Again, one of what's going to be 5 games if you're following along with the official OJLL schedule. 6 listed for this field. We've been told that the 9 o'clock will be moved over to the main turf, the blue turf, if you're following the schedule. So coming up after this game on this channel, Brampton and Kitchener. St. Catharines Six Nations at 3. Brampton and Burlington at 5. And KW Six Nations at 7. And we cap the night off at 9 p.m. St. Catharines and Oakville. And again, in yesterday's game, took Burlington a bit to get their legs after what was almost an 8-hour layoff, but Pat had pointed out that a lot of the Burlington players do live in the area, same for Oakville, as you would imagine. So able to go home, sit on the couch, grab yourself a nap, get rehydrated, and whatever it is that you need to do to get ready for game number 2, which for Oakville tonight will happen at 9. Look out, right on the line. And Walsh had the glove there. But I think at the end of the day, the stick of Jonathan Gagliardi just saved a goal. Turn it into something back the other way, Oakville. A blind pass in the corner probably wasn't it, as Saunders recovers the errant ball. Back for Carter McKenzie. Up top for English. Delzato. And Knox in the middle for Anderson. Low shot off the backboards. And on the run, Chris Weir finds himself facing 2 Burlington players. Doesn't matter though as he bounces one past Knox and over top of Nagy, breaking the shutout. By my count, that's 33 minutes and 56 seconds of shutout lacrosse for Lucas Nagy and the defense of the Burlington Chiefs. And now, how about some momentum for the Oakville Buzz? Plenty of time left with 9 minutes to go. How would this be for a story to start day number 2? 15 on the clock. Angus to the outside. Low shot, Nagy down will make the save, and the next shot after a goal, always the one that you are concerned with a goaltender, of course, but nicely done there by Nagy. And I think his draft year is coming up this year. If not, it's got to be getting close. As we said, we've been following from him for a couple of years. What a save there from Walsh, who was down low, stood up high as the delayed penalty was coming. But a brilliant save made there by Aiden Walsh. But again, for Nagy, I'm trying to remember the Brantford Meredith Cup when he was a 17-year-old, leading that team to an Ontario Junior C title. Now attending Algonquin College. Here's Pilcher. Down low, Knox. Far side, Delzato. Just had a message confirming this is his draft year, so with eyes on him in the building, putting up a good performance here in this game. Thanks, JD. Kearney off to the right-hand side. 5 on the shot clock. As Oakville steps up, turns and fires again. That time Durkats. Why not go back to the same play? That Weir scored on. Here's Knox trying a bouncer of his own. It ends up off the backboards. And Pilcher briefly on the carpet as he returned for Knox. Knox, quick stick, English scores. We definitely know who the celebration awards are going to go to after this one. Is Sam English enjoys putting the ball in the back of the net. We saw that in last night's game as well. The goal that tied it at 6, I believe, started a mini run for Burlington. As Gagliardi will pull it all the way back past the restraining line. Commandant. Boyle knocks his man down, and again, Brett Hickey. He's got the stopwatch out, and as soon as he thinks it's 8 seconds, trying to help the officials. Ethan Riggs. Draft pick of the Halifax Thunderbirds. Here's Saris. Playing back for McComber. Saris looking to pick up. Getting there first, however, Carter McKenzie. Long blast. English, Walsh with the save. And a rebound recovered by Brooks English. Already has an assist in this game, wearing number 23. And a long bomb down here for Chris Weir. Weir on the run, tries it again, this time a clean shot, looking to the left knee there of Nagy, and a tie up here. Weir, are they going to go? Krotman's not going to let him. Looked like Will Cecile wanted to. Still having words, but Weir not a willing participant with just under 6 to go here in the period. Offsetting roughing penalties, 4-on-4 for Cecile and Weir. So 2 minutes up on the board, some 4-on-4 lacrosse coming with just under 6 to play. About to finish over on the other side, and it looks like the beach is all over Orangeville. 10-2 your final, as Beaches pick up a big win here to start their day. after going 1-1 yesterday, and that'll drop Orangeville to 1-2. Sam English trying to kick that one free. As we return attention back here to the red turf. 5.5 minutes left to go. We're 4-on-4 right now for those of you who have just flipped over. 6-1 in favor of Burlington. Oakville scoring 33 minutes and 56 seconds into this game. Lucas Nagy has been solid, as has the defense of Burlington. And as we say that, they recover in possession here. Thomas McDonald. Saunders falls but pushes it to open space, and running into it, Ty Argent. For Anderson, for Delzato. And Knox. Both teams, I think, not the performances they would want, as Argent gets knocked to the turf just before the shot clock expired. Trying to find their footing at this 11 o'clock hour. But it's been Burlington scoring when they need to. 6-1 now. 5 minutes left. As running up the near boards, Timon English puts a high step on his defender and a couple fakes on the goalie. Timon English celebrates with a fan in the front row. As 4-on-4, he'll put another one in the back of the net for Burlington, and perhaps a tick in the win column for the Chiefs as well. And they want the ball as a souvenir for Timon English. 7-1. Shots 30-29 in favor of Burlington. It's only game number 1 of the day. Game 2, I guess. Game number 1 here on this field. As Kyle Kennery, believe he was looking for Durkats, and bit of movement there. Not sure how much practice time Oakville's had, but just looks a bit out of sync here, especially early on in the day. Brampton KW will be up next. There's a tie-up in the corner. It's Cecile again. And remember, Cecile and Weir earlier on as they continue their conversation. Meanwhile, Macomber passing here. About 12 seconds gone in the shot clock before that one was released, nearing the 3-minute mark. Kevin Dong slams on the brakes. Sending the ball back up top for Jackman. Jackman to the outside. It's the captain follows. Down in the corner. No room for Jackman to take it through. So he elects to go to the right. He's in a diving attempt and a goal. Jonathan Gagliardi interfered with as well. And the second on the board for Oakville. As Nagy wants an explanation why that goal counts. He thought it was close to the crease, but again, as we said, the feet have to stay out of the cylinder until that ball crosses the line. Cropman says it's legal. Don't worry about it, young man. A good day's work for you already, and not much you can do on that one. .251 left in regulation time. 7-2 now in favor of Burlington. Second goal of the game for Oakville. Could have been the prettiest one of the day. with Gagliardi diving through the crease. There's Chris Dong now, spinning, firing low, follows. Henry Follows has lost his stick as he's tied up in the corner. In there with him, Michael Grace. And Burlington, it will be Grace corralling that loose ball. Again, if you're just joining us, maybe from the other game, maybe you're looking for one that's going to follow us here. 7-2 in favor of Burlington. Make it 8 as Del Zotto all alone in front of the bouncer. We'll get through in the important game, it looks like, setting up for Oakville tonight against St. Catharines, and for Burlington as well against Brampton. Burlington currently with that tie on their record for Six Nations, which was reviewed by the commissioner yesterday. Changed from a Burlington win to a tie with Six Nations. And be sure to stay tuned to the OJLL as they'll be addressing that further. Here's Argent. Argent trying to give to Brooks English, and I believe trying to look for the youngsters first of his career. Centering pass attempt off the mask of Walsh, and the way that Burlington's supporting some of their youngest players. Always love it when the rookies or the new guys score. As here's Serifs. Ty Argent back in the corner. Sam English. Told you already, he likes to score just as much as watching his teammates do it. Not that time though, as Walsh will stand in. 10 seconds away from the final minute here. Commandant, now Kennery. Nearly pushed back towards that timeline and forced the pass a little bit as Thomas McDonald will run it up and over center. We are in the final minute now. Again, despite the scoreline, 6-goal difference, only 4 shots favoring Burlington here. Look like they're going to pick up a win and move to 2-0-1. As they'll return against Brampton. Brampton up next against KW. We'll be looking for their first win after going 0-2 yesterday. So tons of storylines up and down this West Division, which is where our focus will be throughout the day here on the red floor. Again, final game of the day at 9 p.m., shifting back over to the blue turf. They've just watched the Toronto Beaches take a much-needed win. As a bounce shot there, Nagy went down, and interference in by the crease, and Oakville player still down. Nagy getting in to try and break up the scrum. 3.3 on the clock, and it will be the Burlington Chiefs moving to 2-0-1. Again, that one tie on their record here to start our second day of coverage from the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. There's Lucas Nagy, 33 minutes and 56 seconds of shutout lacrosse before Oakville finally broke the ice, but by then, a little bit too little, too late. Our thanks to the Ontario dairy farmers for their support today. On behalf of our producer, Gary Morrison, and our director, Ryan Harkness, I'm Matthew Carrick for the JVI Sports Network and the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. 12:20 local time. Be sure to tune in at 1 o'clock here on this channel for Brampton Excelsior's Kitchener-Waterloo. And if you go check out Channel 2, we'll have Whitby Warriors and Mimico Mountaineers coming up on day number 2 of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League season from the Toronto Rock Athletic Centre.